He investigates the Republican nominee with the flimsiest of evidence that has been manufactured that he, the FBI director at that time, didn't even bother to examine. And then he turns to the Democratic nominee with respect to her email servers, investigates her, calls a press conference, says, well, I am not going to prosecute her, but she needs to clean up her act. She's been negligent.
Senator John Kennedy questioned top officials from the FBI and DOJ about how they've handled major cases, particularly those surrounding Donald Trump. This was more than just a casual question and answer. It was a heated exchange that highlighted serious concerns about transparency, accountability, and bias in the nation's top law enforcement agencies.
I guess my comments will be directed to Mr. Abbate. Am I saying that right?
Yes, Senator.
And Mr. Olsen, perhaps to all of you. No fair-minded person can doubt the efficacy of Section 702. But here's the problem you've got. Just when the FBI, which I think is the most effective law enforcement agency in all of human history. But people are people, and just when the FBI has rebuilt itself after former Director Hoover, along comes Mr. Wray's predecessor, who clearly did not understand how to exercise power either intelligently or maturely. He decides to investigate in a public way not only one, but both candidates for President of the United States, and to do it publicly, and to leak like the Titanic. He investigates the Republican nominee with the flimsiest of evidence that has been manufactured that he, the FBI director at that time, didn't even bother to examine. And then he turns to the Democratic nominee with respect to her email servers, investigates her, calls a press conference, says, well, I am not going to prosecute her, but she needs to clean up her act. She's been negligent. And then a little time goes by, and he opens up the investigation again in a public way on the Democratic nominee and says, I'm opening this up. And a few days later, he closes it down. Might have cost her to the election. And then we start having reports, predictably, come out after that, the Durham report, the Mueller report, the Horowitz report. And it did extraordinary damage to the FBI and, frankly, to the Department of Justice.
In his closing comments, Kennedy emphasized the damage these actions had done, not just to Trump or Clinton, but to the FBI and DOJ as institutions. He argued that these agencies, once respected worldwide, now face skepticism from the very people they're meant to protect. Kennedy's words carry weight because he isn't just looking at one incident. He's questioning an entire culture within these agencies, a culture he believes needs to be fixed to restore public trust. So, what does all of this mean? Well, Senator Kennedy's questions weren't just aimed at FBI Director Abbate or DOJ's Matthew Olsen. He was speaking to all Americans who want to trust that their justice system is fair. If our top law enforcement agencies can't stay neutral and transparent, how can we trust the justice system as a whole? Senator Kennedy's words were a reminder that accountability starts at the top, and without it, public trust erodes. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's hear your thoughts on Kennedy's questions and what it means for the future of justice in America.